Hi, Fiona Lewis here from Super Savvy Business, and welcome back to this week's podcast episode. Today we have a very special guest in the area of strategic alliances, and this is a topic which I believe is very important to business owners. Now, our expert today is Simone Novello, and Simone and I have known each other for a few years now, and once I found out what Simone had expertise in, I knew that she was someone that I really wanted to connect with from a business point of view. Now, Simone is a subject matter expert in strategic alliances and marketing partnerships with over 17 years experience in the corporate arena and running her own business. Now, Simone founded her business in 2005, rebranding as Partner Up, which offers one-to-one consulting. And in 2009, there was a growing demand for businesses needing to form these strategic alliances, and there was very little expertise in the area of marketing partnerships. And the thing that I love about Simone is she has a 360-degree view of partnerships, working across a number of industry verticals, including financial services, airline, university, and retail, to name a few. Now, Simone's long background in loyalty marketing has seen her work with some of Australia's biggest and most successful brands, including Virgin Australia, the Commonwealth Bank, and American Express. So you can see that she, has a lot of big brands behind her. And with a consistent track record of success, she thrives on connecting businesses for mutual gain and is particularly energized by aligning smart, up-and-coming businesses with big brands for fast growth. So I think you're going to get a lot out of our interview today, and I'm very excited to be able to bring Simone to our call. So welcome to the call, Simone. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Fiona. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm really excited about talking about this topic. So please tell me to stop when we run out of time.
Will do. Well, I'm knowing you and I, we do tend to sort of get going and prattle on when we get talking about business because it's something that we're both very, very passionate about. Now, I've given a bit of a background as to who you are and what you've done in the past, but would you like to just explain to our listeners a little bit more about what your current projects are and what you're doing?
Yes, absolutely, and thank you for the wonderful introduction. So I have been in partnership marketing now for over 17 years. I rebranded as Partner Up, as you said, because I recognised a growing demand around the world, really, for strategic alliances and marketing partnerships in businesses of all stages and sizes. As you mentioned, I've got a long corporate background. I've worked with a lot of big brands. I've also, on that side of the fence, worked with startups and small businesses that were, had a really great idea or business model that were ready for growth, and I saw them absolutely catapult their business growth and sales growth by aligning with some of these big brands that I've worked with. So in response to that, I developed a new brand called Partner Up Hub, and that brand is specifically targeted towards smart startups and smart small business looking for fast growth, and also in the medium business sector as well. So in doing that, I aligned with my business partner, Fiona, who has built 9 businesses off the back of strategic alliances herself, and she has over 25 years experience in business and strategic alliances as well. So thus the new brand was born, and this is the one we're really excited about because it's a more leveraged model, and therefore it's a lot more cost effective than hiring someone like me one-on-one to do it for you. And as the best marketing strategy on the planet, with the highest ROIs that I've ever seen from any form of marketing, it's a skill that I think every business leader and every business owner should learn.
And just listening to you talking about Partner Up Hub, that's exactly why I knew that bringing you here for today's podcast was going to be extremely valuable to our community here at Super Savvy Business. Now, a lot of people might have heard of this thing called strategic alliances, but maybe they don't quite understand exactly what that is, and how they can do that in their business. So I'm just wondering, Simone, can you give us an explanation of exactly what a strategic alliance is in the world of business?
A really good place to start, of course, and one of the things I would love to start with is the distinction between strategic alliance, marketing partnership, and joint venture, because those 3 terms, you've probably heard them a lot. There are a lot of business leaders and coaches and mentors talking about these things, and the terms are used pretty interchangeably among within the small business sector. So I think it's important to make the distinction, because particularly if you are targeting an alliance with a bigger brand, they have very different meanings for these words, and it's important to understand that, because otherwise you can get shut down pretty fast simply because you're asking for something that is not what you think you're asking for.
Right, okay.
So yeah, so I mean, and it's really interesting because I ran a roundtable recently, and it was where I started, and everybody breathed a sigh of relief because they didn't want to ask the question. They thought it was a dumb question. It's not a dumb question. It's a very good question. So look, if you look at it, I like to draw some parallels between business partnerships and personal partnerships, because really a lot of the same principles apply. So the way I can distinguish between them is a marketing partnership is like dating someone, a strategic alliance is like getting engaged, and a joint venture is like marrying them. So it goes on a continuum from less commitment through to more commitment.
Love it.
When I talk about marketing, easy way to remember it. A marketing partner is definitely something that is, only applies to the marketing vertical of your business. So it generally revolves only around marketing. You're joining forces with someone to share marketing resources and build your business in a marketing capacity. From that point of view, a strategic alliance in small business, we talk a lot about strategic alliance, because when you're dealing with other business owners and you're dealing with smaller businesses that aren't so siloed in terms of their departments, a strategic alliance makes sense, because you may be working together in a marketing capacity, but you may also find there are some other areas that you can leverage one another's resources. It may be leveraging a team of VAs, it could be sharing offices, it could be sharing a warehouse or fulfillment facilities. So, strategic alliance, all of the same principles that we share with our community really do apply across industry verticals, but for smaller business it makes a lot of sense. A joint venture is where you are really getting into bed with somebody, and you may be both investing money, you may have co-ownership of a particular product that you develop together. It's a much more of a business partnership as opposed to a marketing partnership.
Okay, so
that, yeah.
So the strategic alliance is really the main topic that we'll talk about today. Can you explain to us then why a small to medium business owner might want to go and set up these strategic alliances?
Absolutely. Look, it is the best marketing strategy on the planet. My business partner and I wholeheartedly believe that. We are the only people in the world that are running this sort of business for this sector, which is really exciting to us, and it energizes me, because I love helping businesses grow by working smarter, not working harder. Entrepreneurs work incredibly hard, and it's about time they had access to this sort of marketing strategy. Now, what this sort of marketing strategy can do for any business really at any stage is it enables you to find money. So if you don't have the money to go out, you don't have the big marketing budget to go out and grow your business the way you want to, you find the right partner and you can share their marketing resources. So all of a sudden you don't need the budgets that you used to need. So it's a great way of finding money. It's a great way of building your brand. You're judged by the company you keep. So, and that can work for you or against you, so be careful about the company you keep.
Definitely.
And just by being aligned with a particular brand, there's implied endorsement, there's implied credibility, so it's a great way of building your own brand. It's an awesome way of growing your audience, so you can get access to databases that are money can't buy databases. They're not available for sale, so you have an opportunity to reach databases of your ideal customer by aligning with a complementary brand that's targeting the same type of customer. And the fourth one is that you can monetize your assets. So every business and every person has business and personal assets that you can potentially monetize. You can repurpose those for the purposes of a strategic alliance or a marketing partnership, and you can amplify them. And I can't go into that now because we will run out of time, but we do have more resources around this sort of information. But it's really exciting because you can be taking existing assets that you probably didn't even realize you had and you can be monetizing them. So there are a lot of good reasons for doing this.
So what I'm hearing very loud and clear from you, Simone, is leverage, 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 leverage.